So then I said to him, you ought to customize your car insurance with the mutual, so you only pay for what you need.
This for my niggas that day on the field. Light skinned niggas with Tommy in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light skinned, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how I house in the field. Belly in the beach with a living in hell. They like anti, how we choose hell. Put us in the box, we send us up the field. Around here, we flying like hell. Too many of my niggas either dead or in jail. They don't work when you locked in the cell. Can't find work when you out on bail. But y'all only got the work so we pass you the scale. Got them birds and the Bible got 12. Niggas selling out cause their mama got bills. Turning the group like over and yell. I ain't see the soldiers to get a little kill. Put you in a church when you get a record deal. Wanna see a nigga get high on pills. You dance on the floor, you sell that tail. They never tell a nigga that he go to Yale. You're pretty evil, that's white males. All lives matter, not black males. Another mother crime, the cold got a nail. How many brothers out here got killed? How many of us sisters out here got a heal? How many old cats got to get hit? Believe when you get so quick and no skill. George never gets to the live and well. I turn up when it's real in the field. This is my niggas that nail in the field. Light skin niggas, find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This is my niggas that nail in the field. Light skin niggas, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how I house in the field. I turn up when it's real in the field. Field. This is my niggas that nail in the field. Field. Light skin niggas, go find me in the field. Field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. Chill. Yo, chill.
Do you want the scary stuff? Let's look inside. Now.
Clap it up. Clap it up. This is the Isupk. You understand? Started at 1 West Hall, New York. Under Commander General Yohana. I am Officer Abraham. This is Thursday. This is the scripture breakdown class. And we're going to go into questions. You know what I'm saying? This is the time to ask any questions. There was one question that carried over from the Monday night breakdown class. There was a brother that asked the question of how many books that Solomon wrote. You understand? And Solomon wrote 3 books. I had to verify. Solomon wrote 3 books in the Bible. He wrote Proverbs. He wrote Ecclesiasticus, and he wrote Songs of Solomon. You understand? Those were the 3 books that he wrote. Proverbs, Ecclesiasticus, and Songs of Solomon. Those were the 3 books that he wrote. You understand? So, to answer that brother's question, it was a brother that asked that question. I hope he is tuned into the class tonight. If there's any questions, any biblical questions that anyone has, tonight, you could definitely ask your question. If you're tuned into the class, just actually type in your question. I got the brother N.W.O, Officer N.W.O monitoring the class, monitoring the chat. You understand? He's looking in to see if anyone has any questions. I'm monitoring the chat as well. I see no questions. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking into the class, you see the class. You know what I'm saying? Give a thumbs up. Push the like button. You know what I'm saying? Push the thumb up button. It don't take much to push the thumb up button. It does things with the algorithm to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, our classes get shared, like and share the class. Then that way, you know what I'm saying, you can help, push the truth. You can do your part. If you're not going to physically, come into the class, make it down here, do your part as far as liking and sharing the class. Push the like button. You know what I'm saying? Comment, share the class. You understand? If there's no questions on Facebook, if there's no questions on the YouTube page, if there's no questions from, brothers on the Facebook or YouTube, then you know what I'm saying, we'll go right into tonight's topic. I don't see any. You know what I'm saying? Like and share as well on Facebook as well. Like on all the social media platforms, man. You see the Isupk Charlotte class. Like and share, like and share. You know what I'm saying? I can't say it enough. You know what I'm saying? It's like and share all the classes. Like and share all the classes that you see in North Carolina. We got Isupk Fayetteville, Isupk Raleigh, Durham. I think it's a triad. Like and share all those classes so we can help push this truth. So, with that being said, N.W.O, if you could get me Zephaniah 2:1.
This book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
Gather together, O nation not desired, man. You understand? And now we have more blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians waking up, learning that they are the lost 12 tribes of Israel, learning that they are the people, the descendants of slaves, and those slaves are the lost 12 tribes of Israel. Those are the Lord's chosen people. With those people waking up and finding out that their true identity and calling themselves the real Jews, and man, we ought to start gathering together, because now, we're definitely the ones that are not desired. We're definitely the ones that are becoming the bottom, the definite bottom of this society now.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? We people, these other nations are definitely looking at us like they don't even want us here. They definitely didn't want us here before. They definitely don't want us here now. They're trying all kind of ways to get us ousted from this place now. You know what I'm saying? Because we're starting to wake up. We're starting to realize that, we're better than the people that have us in this captivity. We're better than these people. We ought to be treated better than these people. Well, we're the reason why these people are thriving in this place. We're the reason why this place is prospering the way it does. You understand? We're the reason why this place is in the condition that it's in with its great military power and its great military might and the number one superpower on the earth. We're the reason why America is in that way. It's because of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And we're starting to realize that on a mass scale. And these other nations are, especially the oppressor, they're upset about it. You understand? They're definitely pushing that "don't tread on me" and that manifest destiny. They're really, wanting us to leave this place. Where if you don't like the way, if you don't like the way it is, then leave. Go somewhere. Go back to Africa. That's what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? They definitely taking the side of Donald Trump with "Let's make America great again." You know what I'm saying? So let's come together, man. Let's put aside our differences and let's stop battling over the exegesis and all these crazy terms that black people use to love to sound intelligent, love to sound educated. Let's stop doing it, and let's agree upon that we are oppressed here, and we all can agree to that. Everybody that's waking up can agree that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are being mistreated. We're being locked up on the border. You understand? All kind of atrocities are still happening to us to this day. We don't have to battle about how long slavery was. It's supposed to be 400 years. It's 500. It's the third and fourth generation is underway and all this other stuff. We don't have to battle about that. We can agree upon that blacks are still being oppressed. Hispanics are still being oppressed. You understand? We can all agree that Native Indians are still being oppressed on the border. Locked up on reservations. They still on reservations. Native Indians are still on reservations. You understand? Hispanics are still fighting to get their way, fight their way into this across the border to try to get a better life for themselves. We can still all agree on that. We still can agree on that. So let's put aside all that. We can settle up on Yahuwah and Yeshua. We can settle up on that later. You understand? But let's agree to come together first. You understand? Like the scripture is saying. You understand? Now, we got I don't know if I missed the holiday because this white man's holiday I don't really pay attention to, but if it's not coming up, if it's not already passed, so-called Mother's Day is coming up. Is it passed? It's passed.
Okay.
When was it?
May.
Mother's Day just passed. Salakia. Salakia. That was my whole. I thought it was. I'm a whole month off. I'm a month off. Was Father's Day this month? Barakatah Yahweh. Big up to our father. I'm so glad I missed that. Look here. I have prepared a whole joint going into Mother's Day, right? Because we celebrate that Mother's Day like it's just the best day on the planet. When that Mother's Day goes against the brotherhood and sisterhood of what this scripture is talking about. Salakia, is there any bottles of water back there? God, see, the water. We supposed to be coming together as a nation, but this Father's Day and Mother's Day, it goes directly against what brotherhood and sisterhood means. You understand? You have Mother's Day where the whole earth touts Mother's Day as this big to-do, flowers, and all this stuff. You can clearly see that this society pushes up Mother's Day more than it pushes Father's Day. It puts Father's Day on a lower pedestal than it does Mother's Day. And we all know that it's clear to see it's the water. It's clear to see one for the brother, one for okay, come. You can clearly see that it does not put Father's Day on the same pedestal as it does Mother's Day. And the way we come together as a nation and the way we're gonna bring this nation back together is that we have to do it the way the Lord set it up. The Lord set it up as Christ is the king, is our king, and then every brother must be over his household, and then every brother, then the sisters fall in line under the brothers where their husbands is the head, and then the wife, and then those children. And the only way that's gonna happen is those men must be able to correct their families and their wives and the ones that fall up under that household. Correction is love. Give me the scripture that says, "Whom the Lord loves, He chastens." You understand? He chastens. I get it for you. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand. We have to understand that love is correction. You understand? That's the whole that falls in line with love. You understand? And the reason Hebrews 12:6. The reason why this earth does not understand that is because our people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, have been made to think that if someone loves us, then we give them what they want. That's how we prove that we love someone, is we do whatever they want, we give them whatever they want, and that's love. But that's not love at all.
Right.
Coming up, do y'all understand? If our mother loves us or if our parents love us, that's the exact opposite. We don't let them do what they want to do. We don't let them eat candy at 12 midnight. We don't let them eat cake for breakfast. That's not what you do to prove to your kids that you love them. That's hate. You're gonna feed them the wrong thing, and that's gonna show them that you don't care for them. You understand? Whenever you get it, Hebrews 12:6.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 6. For whom the Most High loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth.
And what?
And scourgeth.
A scourge is a punishment, a whooping. You understand? He punishes us for our wrongdoing. When we break the law, statutes, and commandments, when we break his commandments, he punishes us for doing that. You understand? Now, meaning our power, the Lord, is our authority over men. You understand? And whom the Lord loveth, he punishes us. And since the Lord put the man over the woman, now we're not advocating you whoop your woman like it's a metaphor. You understand? Like there's punishments for breaking the Lord's laws. Just as there's correction when a sister or a wife gets out of line, we have to correct them. The husband has to correct that wife. You understand? Just like when your child gets out of line, that child has to be corrected. You understand? And that's how you show that you love that child. You understand? Of course, that child does not understand. That child does not understand when they're getting punished, when they're getting put on punishment. But that's real love. That's what they call tough love. Right. And if you allow that child to do whatever they want to, you're not showing them the love. You're not showing them the love that they need. You understand? To mature that child, to grow that, to raise that child properly. And when that child gets out in the world and they start doing whatever they want to do, and the world shows them that you can't, and they get locked up in prison, they call you, and when they get locked up and they can't get out of jail and you can't get them out, then they're gonna blame you for not telling them what was right and what's wrong. You understand? Start from the beginning.
Comes the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 6. For whom the Most High loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Verse 7. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons.
And if you what?
If ye endure chastening.
If you can take the punishment, the correction to get right, then the Lord is dealing with you like he deals with his sons. What's the opposite of that? If you cannot take correction, then the Lord won't deal with you like he deals with his sons. And we all call ourselves, oh, I'm the Most High Son. I want to be the Most High Son. I'm a son of God. I'm a son of God. I'm his son. We're his children. Well, if you want to be a child of God, then you will deal with his correction. You understand? You will deal with the correction of the Most High. Go ahead.
For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
For what son is he who the Father chasteneth not? Meaning you're not a son if the Lord is not punishing you for your wrongdoing, because he's not dealing with you. You understand? The Lord is not dealing with you because the Lord is not punishing you when you do wrong. You understand? The Lord is not considering you one of his sons because you're not getting punished when you do wrong. The Lord is not dealing with you like he deals with a son. Because when he deals with his son, when his son does wrong, he punishes him when he does wrong. Well, if you're not a son of the Most High, then you're not getting punished when you do wrong. You understand? You're not getting punished. You're not getting dealt with when you do wrong if you're not the Most High's son. And that's exactly what this scripture is saying. You understand? You're not getting dealt with. You're not getting punished. You're not getting correction. That's what this is talking about. This is talking about correction. You understand? Now, on the flip side, we're talking about this is speaking as far as the Most High dealing with his sons. Now go to Ephesians 5:22.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Most High.
As what?
Submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Most High.
Meaning, give the authority unto your husbands as you give the authority unto the Most High. In other words, obey your husbands just like you obey the Most High.
Right.
You understand? You have to give that authority to your husbands just like you give it to the Most High. Meaning, just like if you were to break the rules of the Most High, you will be corrected. Just like a son would be corrected by the Most High. Just like we read, in whom the Lord loveth, he chastens.
Right.
And he deals with his sons. Well, that pertains to the woman that a man is over a woman, his woman. A man is over, a husband is over his wife. And when she breaks the rules or if she needs correction, she gets corrected. Just like the Most High will correct his son, a husband has to correct his wife, has to correct his daughter, has to be over. She has to give that authority unto her head just like she would give it unto the Most High. You understand? That's the structure that the Most High laid out. It has to be that way to allow us to be joined together.
Right.
That's the only way we can be joined together. If you don't allow this to happen, then we can't come together like the scripture says. We can't be joined together. We can't come together because it's not following the structure that the Most High laid out. That's why the scripture says, submit yourselves. Mean, give that authority that you would give to the Most High, give it to your husbands. Allow yourself to be corrected like the Most High would correct you. Allow that correction to come from your husband. You understand? Because that authority must come from your husband because the Lord allowed your husband to have it. He allowed your husband, he gave that authority to your husband.
Wow.
Just like your children, that correction that your children must come from you. Who corrects your children? Who corrects the children? The parents correct the children. The mother corrects the children. The father corrects the children. You understand? So that's the structure of the home. If that wife is not corrected by the head of the home, then who corrects the wife? If that husband is not corrected by Christ, if that husband doesn't have a head over him, then who corrects him? What authority does he follow? If Christ doesn't follow an authority who's the Most High over him, then what authority does Christ follow? You understand? give me the scripture that says everything must be done in decent and in order. This order that's laid out by the Most High has to be carried out for this nation to be one. This is the brotherhood and the structure that the Most High laid out, that there be no confusion. You understand? That there be no, and it was explained to some of us. I don't know anybody watching the class that was there. I don't remember all that heard. I think it was a general that broke this down. Is that a lot of sisters, when they get this explained to them, they have a problem with saying, well, if my husband is the authority over me, well, when he's wrong, how does he get corrected? Who is there to chastise him to say he's wrong? Well, you're there. You understand? I guarantee you, if a husband makes the wrong decision, he gets chastised, because that wife is there to say, well, you told me to do this, now you're wrong. This is wrong. This turned out to be wrong. And now he has to be held accountable for his mistakes, for his bad decisions. You understand? And he has to own up for his bad decisions. He has to turn around and fix his bad decisions. You understand? And of course, this is him being the supervisor of his household. Now, of course, the supervisor on the job will say, hey, let's go in this direction for the company. And it may be a bad decision, but the company still rocks on. The workers don't come back and say, hey, you said to invest in plastics, but we should have invested in ceramics. And now all the workers are, not obeying what the CEO says anymore. That doesn't happen. That never happens. All the co-workers, all the workers still follow this head of this supervisor. That's how this should work as the head of the household, as the corrections. You understand? As the leader of the household, this is the man that the Lord set over the household, so he should be allowed to rule his household. With the mistakes that he makes now, as far as him sinning against the Lord, he should not sin against the Lord. If he's instructing his household to sin, then of course, his wife should say, well, that's sin. We can't sin against the Lord. I'm not going to sin against the Lord. This is not allowed. But that instruction as far as how the household should move should totally be backed by that household. Go ahead, read.
Come with God's book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. Verse 15. Chapter 15. Moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the gospel which I preached unto you, which also ye have received, and wherein ye stand.
Wait a minute. Go, these saying in order, read a verse above that.
Come. It's book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 39. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy, and forbid not to speak with tongues. Verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Okay, he's saying, don't be scared to speak to these other brothers that speak other languages, but everything has to be done in order. Meaning, you have to. There's a time and a place to do those things. You understand? Don't not speak to these brothers in tongues, because that we need that. Just like our brother Lahab, he there's a time where he comes up and he speaks to the brothers, the Hispanic brothers, but everything must be done in decency and in order. Everything has to be done in order. One must come before two. You understand? You can't skip steps. You understand? So now, for that, for us to come together as a nation, for us to show that brotherhood and that sisterhood, we have to do things in decency and in order. That's how the so-called oppressor was allowed to come in and destroy our households, because he was able to come in and seduce our women not to be under their men. Right. Go to Romans 1. Let me look it up. Hold on. Let me before I tell you. Second Timothy 3 and 6.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses.
This is the sort, the deceitful sort. Read a verse above it.
Come, verse 5. Having a form of godliness.
Having a form of godliness. The ones the sort that he's finna talk about, this sort had a form of godliness. And that's why you see the Christian church full, packed out. Every Sunday, you go into any Christian church and it is full. This building right here sits beside two Christian churches, and I guarantee you, they have their field on Sunday morning, and they full. Go ahead, start from the top.
It's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 5. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof.
But denying the power meaning. They all will claim they have a form of godliness, but the real power to get you off drugs, the real power to so you won't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, the real power to make you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments that's in the Bible. A Christian will tell you it's too many laws for you to follow, so don't even try to follow them. It's so many. You can't follow them. They have a form of godliness, but they deny the power. In this book, this Bible is a living word, and it makes you follow the laws that's in there. You understand? You pick up this book, and there's power in this book. You understand? You can't deny it. Once you start to learn the truth according to the scriptures, you learn that eating pork is an abomination. You learn that voting, you should not do that. You learn that sleeping with your brother's woman and even desiring your brother's woman is against the scriptures. So you can't deny the power. But the Christian church does all the time.
Right. Go
ahead.
From such turn away.
From such you should turn away. You shouldn't even acknowledge what they say. And this is the such, go ahead.
Verse 6. For of this sort,
the ones you turn away from, this is the sort, go ahead.
Are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women.
And they lead away captive that come into their churches, silly women. Go ahead.
Laden with sin.
Now the silly women is they are the ones that gullible, because they want to get rid of their sins. They want someone to tell them how to follow the scriptures, how to please the Lord. You understand? They want to be under an authority. You understand? They want to be under a man. They want to find a husband. They want to find a leader. You understand? Go ahead.
And led captive silly women laden with sins, led away with divers lusts.
Led away with divers lusts. Go ahead.
Verse 7, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
Ever learning, but can never come into the knowledge of the truth. Always learning something. Always, you ever run into somebody that always, always reading from this book, always reading from that book, always got this book in their hand. Always women love to follow somebody that's always learning something. Now he's so smart. He always reading. He's always this and he always into that. I want to follow somebody that can teach me something. You understand? But never coming into the knowledge of the truth. Can never tell them, give them correction of the scriptures. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 8, now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses.
So like, stop right there. That's they forever learning but never coming into the knowledge of the truth. You understand? Now, back up to 2 Timothy 2 and 12. 2 and 11.
It's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 11. It is a faithful saying, for if we be dead with him, we shall also live with him.
Meaning, if we not literally dead, but if we learn how to crucify ourselves, our carnal selves with Christ, we're going to live with Christ. You understand? We're going to live because those laws, statutes, and commandments make us live. Go ahead. Verse
12. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him.
So like at 1 Timothy 2 and 12. 1 Timothy 2 and 11. It was 1 Timothy, not 2 Timothy.
It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
Now, this is not talking about learning in, at a college or at a technical institute, at Yale University, like me, like Winston State. This is not talking about nothing like that. Livingston College. This is not talking about a university. This is talking about this place here. You understand? In the church. A church is a place, is the temple. It's a place where you come to learn about the scriptures. You understand? This is where a woman is not permitted to teach. A woman will never be able to come up here, sit behind me and start teaching and break down scriptures. A woman should come in here and learn in silence. Now, if there's children at home that she has her kids at home, she can teach them at home. That's what she needs to do. You understand? She needs to raise up them children at home, teach them the law, statutes, and commandments, teach them, how not to eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster at the crib, teach them the Hebrew at the crib, teach them all the laws, all the breakdowns that she's learning in these classes. She needs to teach those children at home. You understand? But here in the temple, she needs to do what again?
It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
With all what?
With all subjection.
With all obedience. And that's what the scripture says, because we just went over how everything should be done in decency and in order. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach. nor to usurp authority over the man.
Nor to usurp authority over a man, and usurp just means to take authority over a man, because the teaching in the temple was the man's. It's always been given to a man to do that. Just like there's certain jobs that only a woman should do. Period. There was a time that there's certain jobs that only a woman should do here in America today. Period. That woman's lib and that woman's liberation in the 1960s really destroyed Black America.
Right.
Now, of course, we took it. Our sisters took it as exactly what it was: women's liberation. It liberated our women to an extent to where we thought it was freeing to us, but really our women didn't need to be. It's a freedom. It was that type of free our women didn't need to be.
Right.
You understand? Because what it did was it pushed out the protection of our women outside the home. Right. You understand? A woman needs to be protected. That's why when I'm trying to find the right word to describe it without acting it out. You understand? That if a woman didn't need to be protected, there would be no such thing as rape. You understand? There would be no such thing as being taken advantage of, being overtaken by, a man. Right. A woman would be able to, if a man, wanted to rape a woman, the Lord would have gave her the strength to ward off a sexual attack. You understand? A man, a man can ward off a sexual attack from a woman. If he can't, he's soft. Right. Like no man would sit there and say, "Well, I was raped by a woman." Other men will look at him like, "You were raped by a woman? You're soft." He would be ostracized. It's like, it's like not the norm for a man to go to the police precinct, nose bloody, eye beat, puffy, and he starts to dive into the story about how he was raped by this woman, and now they're looking for, Jane that raped Kevin. You know what I'm saying? It's not normal. However, it is normal for Becky to go in the police precinct and say, "I would like to give a report." You come. We should. It is common to hear about women being assaulted all the time because women are touted as the weaker ones, have been since the beginning of time. Women have always been in need of protection. However, the oppressor found a way to break up the Black family, which you can get early documentation of the oppressor documenting how Black family before Martin Luther King and women's liberation, because right after Martin Luther King and integration came women's liberation. Wow. Before Martin Luther King and integration, the Black family, over 80% of Black families were together. They had two family homes, over 80%. Divorce was non-existent in the Black community. After Martin Luther King and integration, and after women's liberation, that number I forgot to give a statistic. In the white community, less than 10% of white families had two-parent homes. So you had a surge in the Black family and their two-parent homes. Over 80-90% of the Black community had two-parent homes. Less than 10% of white families had two-parent homes. After Martin Luther King and integration and women's lib, you had a switch in roles where there was there was less than 10% of black families with two-parent homes and over 90% of white families with two-parent homes. Their roles were switched, and they did that on purpose because integration and women's liberation, the women's liberation part destroyed black families because it put in black women's minds that they didn't need men.
Right.
That's what that the whole idea of it. Because before the 60s and 70s, you understand, black women knew that they needed the black man in the home. They knew.
That's right.
You understand? That was in the 1950s and 60s. If you were a black woman and you were 25 and wasn't married, the community looked at you like something was wrong with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Your father was really working hard at getting you married. You married off. You understand? And that was the attitude in the black family. Now there's nothing wrong with that, and that's what we have to bring back in our community.
That's right.
Because the black family needs the black man in the home.
Right.
I'm pretty sure, all these mothers that, see their children and their sons wearing skinny jeans and smoking weed all day long, they really realize that they need those boys' fathers.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? In their homes now. They see how much they need the man. They see, all the mothers that are complaining that, where the father at, whether, you know what I'm saying, while they was pushing the man out the home because he wasn't going to church or because, for whatever reason, to get the WIC and to get the food stamps or whatever reason, because she felt like she could do bad all by herself or for whatever reason. Now those kids are grown, and now those kids are what's the game? The HGD, the HGK.
Oh God, blood,
all of them gang members now.
God.
That's who raised them. Go ahead.
It's locked, sir. What you're bringing out is so heavy. Just on the way to class, sir, we was just having this very conversation, and the sister right here, she's telling about her son. So for you to be in teaching on this, and we just
that's God. That's the Lord.
Most
That's
right.
exactly right. You understand? That's how class is. That's how class is. You know what I'm saying? That what we talking about is brotherhood and sisterhood that we all need, and how it must start with correction of our women first to bring back that family structure.
That's right.
The brothers get corrected, and those brothers must be allowed to correct their women. Yeah, you understand? So now, we're right at
1 Timothy 2:11.
1 Timothy 2:11. Keep going.
It's verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
Everybody can hear me, right? I don't sound too boomy, right? I know this is gonna really mess it up, right? Right? It'll mess it up for the people hearing online. I don't want to hold it anymore. It don't even matter. So like, if I could get, like, could you bring as many as you can, maybe 3 or 4. Go out. Yeah, go ahead.
It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. Verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man.
And of course, usurp means to just take authority from the man. Now, of course, this does not mean that you have to sit literally in silence. If you have a question here in this class, of course, the men and women raise their hand. This is how we do it. This is a classroom setting. You do not have to totally be quiet. Right. This is a classroom. Anyone that wants to make a comment or a question, they raise their hand. Go ahead.
But to be in silence. Verse 13. For Adam was first formed.
For Adam was first formed. And when it's talking about that form, so like it could. When it's talking about Salakia, when it's talking about being formed, when this scripture is talking about being formed, this scripture is Adam was not formed like the Christian church said he was, made from the dust. The Lord did not start pulling dirt together, and the Lord was not sculpting like a sculptor here on the earth.
Right.
And it's talking about Adam being formed. It's talking about Adam was raised up out of his condition and given the laws. Adam was first given the laws. Adam was first given the authority and given orders to bring order to the earth. Adam was first formed. Go ahead.
Then Eve.
Then Eve. Meaning Adam was given authority first. Meaning the man was given authority first, and then Eve. Go ahead. Eve was put under Adam.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. And Adam was not deceived.
And Adam was not deceived. You understand? Adam knew the laws. Adam knew what to eat and what not to eat.
Right.
You understand? Adam knew that what to learn and what not to learn.
Right.
Go ahead.
But the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
But the woman being deceived because the woman was the weaker vessel. She needed to be watched over and looked after. She needed to be told, no, don't do that.
Right.
This is what we need to do. You understand? And that doesn't make her what am I trying to say? It doesn't downplay her in any way. It makes her more precious. It makes her more delicate.
Right.
That's why a woman is more delicate. She needs more protection. She needs you to. She needs you ever seen a brother in a club when he got a pretty woman? You ever seen you ever seen other brothers pick at him when they look at him and they say, look at him hawking over there. He won't even leave her alone. He won't even let her breathe. That's what she needs. She needs for a brother to hawk over her, just like and she may get tired of it. She may get tired of him. She may turn around and he may be right. She may bump into him because he's all over top of her. You understand? But that's what she needs. She needs someone to protect her, and that makes her more delicate.
That's right.
So that Adam was not deceived, but Eve was deceived. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing. If they continue in faith, in charity, in holiness, with sobriety.
Let's read that one more time.
Verse 15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing. If they continue in faith, in charity, in holiness, with sobriety.
We went too far. Skip 2 verses up. Skip back up to where it said. Where did we start at?
Verse 11. Let the woman learn the side.
Stop at the end of verse 13.
It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. Verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Verse 13. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. Verse 14. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
That's the end of verse 14. Okay. Now go to, I think it's Peter, 1 Peter 3 and 1.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
So, say that again.
It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband, that if any obey not the word.
So, wives, be in subjection to your own husband. So, if any of your husbands be non-believers, go ahead.
That if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
That they may be won meaning like in a winner or a loser. Won meaning W-O-N. That they may be won by the conversation of that wife. Meaning that wife is being so subject to this husband, treating him so good because she's learning what she's learning in these classes. Right. She's learning the law, statutes, and commandments. She's coming to class every night and she's learning the truth. And she's bringing it home she's bringing her actions home to her husband. She's not bringing the breakdown. She's not going home trying to break down scripture to her husband. She's bringing her actions home. What she's learning, she's acting it out in her home. And now her husband is like, what in the world? What's going on? She's converting him, and now before you know it, he's in the class.
Right.
She's winning him over. You understand? And so, and that was 1 Peter. Okay, now keep going.
Verse 2. While they behold your chaste conversation.
While they behold her disciplined conversation. Her corrected, the chaste, because we read before, whom the Lord loveth, he chaste. Meaning, chaste meaning corrected.
That's right.
You understand? That husband is at the house observing her corrected conversation, where before he like, I sure do want a sandwich. She like, well, nigga, make the sandwich yourself. You know what I'm saying? He now he's saying, well, honey, can you make me a sandwich? She's like, I know what kind of sandwich you want. Boom, she done made it up. She ain't gotten the sandwich. Or he come home and she got the dinner ready. You know, how behavior is changing. You understand? And he's noticing. And now she's winning him over to the truth behind her corrected conversation, or meaning her corrected behavior, or her corrected way she's acting. You know what I'm saying? Now her talk and her walk is different. So she's winning him over. You understand? Is that it on there? Or is that a little bit more?
While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
Coupled with what?
With fear.
With fear. What is fear? What is it talking about? Is it talking about every time he walked past, she's shaking and trembling? What is fear?
Is it Slocky? Would it be fear?
Precept. Precept, right?
So, would it be the beginning of wisdom is fear of the Lord?
Yeah, pull it. Pull it. But you gotta pull the one that says let me see. It's a better one.
Which one you went for?
Fear. What's to fear the Lord? What is fear? It's her chaste conversation coupled with fear. But what is fear? Is it fear like she's so scared of him because he entered the room, so she start trembling because she's scared, you know, because every time he come in the room, he goes outside her head. Is that the fear that it's talking about?
Nah.
What fear is it talking about?
So like I said, for me,
Uh-huh.
the one was telling her to fear her husband as unto the Most High.
No, that ain't it.
Okay.
What's the fear of the Lord?
Oh, okay. I got a slide, sir. If I may.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 9:10.
What is it? What does it say?
The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
Okay, so that's what N.W.O said.
Oh,
the fear. You're right. But the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. What's wisdom? N.W.O.
The law, statutes, and commandments.
You gotta pull it.
It's
Gone?
Deuteronomy 6:4.
Yeah, you gotta pull it.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, and chapter 4.
Yeah, there you go.
In verse 5, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Most High my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Mm-hmm. Verse 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom.
There you go.
Right.
So the fear of the Lord is wisdom. Wisdom is the law, statutes, and commandments. So that's when it's talking about coupled with fear. We know fear is wisdom. It's not talking about her being scared of him. It's talking about her keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, because that's what this is all. That's why her whole actions are changed, because she's starting to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, the commandments is telling her to obey her husband.
Right.
Be chaste. You understand? Be allowing herself to be corrected. Go ahead.
And that's what you bring out is so heavy out on. General Muhammad brought this out in one of the classes. He was like, if you gotta beat the hell out of a woman and put that type of fear in her, you're weak, because a woman should allow a man and give herself to you to be rude for you to be.
Yeah, you should have that much game to where she wants to give that authority over to you. You know, you ever seen a pimp, man? A pimp got several women wanting to give themselves. A pimp got so much game today want to give other niggas their body for him.
Good night.
That's game. That's game right there, brother. We ain't saying go be a pimp or learn how to be one. We don't condone that. You understand? Right. But that's what a pimp does, man. A pimp, he has so much game that he will make a woman fall in love with him so much to the point where she doesn't want to have sex with nobody but him. And she know that he got other women. She don't care. But she'll go have sex with another man for him. Bring him back all the money. Won't say nothing. You understand? Give him all the money and do her part to take over all of Stone Mountain. You understand? To take over the whole world. All the whole world gonna be theirs. Hey, look, and niggas in here, nah, I'm good. Niggas in here complaining that a nigga just want another one. I just want another wife. I just want one more. Damn. Pimps out here got 5, 6. And they all dirty. walking the street 6-7 hours a night. You know what I'm saying? They don't get to come in the house unless they got a grand. You know what I'm saying? And they don't get to take baths. Gotta have sex with dirty, nasty niggas in cars. Come on, man. Look here. Look here, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't allowed to do that, man. We ain't allowed to treat a woman like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's keep on going, man. Go to matter of fact, let's go to Leviticus. Let's go to Leviticus 21:7, man. While we on there, let's go there right quick.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 7. They shall not take a wife that is a whore.
You shall not what?
They shall not take a wife that is a whore.
You can't take a wife that's a whore, man. You can't make this woman that's a whore your wife. You understand? You can't turn a whore into a housewife.
Right.
She gotta, yeah, man. You understand? She gotta. I mean, you know, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I ain't even go there. Cause you understand, but you can't make a whore. You can't turn a whore into your wife, man.
Right.
Now go to Leviticus 19 and 29.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter.
And you can't prostitute your daughter. This is all a part of coming back to your brothers and sisters, man. This is all a part of joining back to your nation.
Right.
Because if our sisters knew that our brothers, like if these sisters knew that being somebody like Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion would never get them a man, then they would never want to be these type of characters.
Right.
You understand? Because they would know even like this, like, okay, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion and Rihanna and all them, right? They do those type of things because they say, well, this is what's going to sell records. Well, if they knew that doing that, they are cutting themselves off from a man, period. Because no man will marry them, because that's the route they took.
Right.
They would have something on their hand. Or they would say, well, if I go this route and make these records and do this on camera, the only men I'll never be able to get a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man.
Right.
Because none of them will want me.
Right.
Because I'll only be able to get Africans, Asian men, white men. That's the only men I'll be able to get, because all the niggas, they one nation.
Right.
And they all don't like whores.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? You'll change the perspective of sisters overnight.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So Marcus, what you bring out is so hip. I think it was you that brought it out. You was like, can you just imagine? I think it was you. But
No, it was not me. It was a brother above me. I was just repeating what he said.
No, what I'm about to say. When there was a brother that said, imagine if we went into a club or a bar, and all the brothers, they snared up. She coming there, a sister coming there dressed like a whore, and looking like a whore, and everybody snared up their nose at her because it was disgraceful to our race.
Right.
I just heard that recently from a brother. I thought it was you, so why?
It probably was, but I was just repeating what someone above me said. And the brother said, what if hoeing was? If we made hoeing unpopular.
Right.
If we made dressing like a hoe unpopular, that's the only way we're gonna shut down the strip clubs.
Right.
That's the only way strip clubs are popular.
Right.
Or that they make money is because we make them popular.
Right.
It's because strippers get brothers. Strippers, like the rappers come in there and with bags of ones, and They raining on them. You understand? That's popular. But what if the only way we're gonna stop our sisters from going in the strip clubs and wanting to, like, it's sisters right now that are 13 and 14 years old that's learning how to pop, lock, and drop it because they want to be strippers, because on YouTube, that's how Cardi B got famous, is in the strip club.
Right.
Meg Thee Stallion is famous for writing the most explicit lyrics that she can write. You know what I'm saying? And it's because that's made popular. Right. If we stop making these things popular, then our sisters won't want to go into that. Right. Because it's not popular. It's like have you ever you ever hear somebody wanting to grow up being a sub pump mechanic? You know what a sub pump mechanic is? A sub pump mechanic is the cat that comes and drains your septic tank when it gets stopped up. He smells like crap all day. But sub pump mechanics, they make a lot of money. They dig the hole down to your septic tank and they take the lid off of it. And when you come up, you can smell it a mile away because they smell like shit. Salakia for my language. They smell like feces. They smell like urine and excrement all day long. And that's what they get about $8,000 a job. They make good money. I don't want to be a sub pump mechanic. I didn't grow up, dreaming about my life is going to be sub pump mechanic work. Right. I said it to y'all, and none of y'all knew what I was talking about. You understand? Because that was not my aspiration. Now, when I said stripper, everybody knew what I was talking about. Right. Even the women. You understand? Which is an exploitation job for them. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're being glorified. Well, they really are. You understand? Like, they being glorified but exploited at the same time. But they know about it. We all know about it. You see what I'm saying? Right. So once we start making that unpopular, then that job will start to just like the Great Awakening and everybody flooding out the churches. That has to be a part of that Great Awakening, and everybody has to stop going to the strip club.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's like I said, I was talking to a sister the other day, and I told her, I was like, hey, come up your titty line. You know what I'm saying? And she said, you ain't my daddy. I said, I know I ain't your daddy, because I would have made you come up your goddamn titties. Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I wouldn't say that. I would have said sloppy, breast. I said that. I would have said chest. Chest. More presentable. So, you know what I'm saying? I would have said mid-area. More presentable. I would have said, put some clothes on. That could have been Salakia. You know what I'm saying? I would even say you probably needed a father. Do you know your father? What's your father's name? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If she didn't know a father, then that would have made perfect sense, because she didn't have a father. She didn't have no chastisement. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have any correction. And that's why she didn't know to cover up her chest. Right. She didn't know that type of attention wasn't the attention that she needed. Right. She didn't have nobody hovering over her. See what I'm saying? Right. Where we at, N.W.O?
It's the book of Leviticus. Salah.
19. Go ahead.
I have an issue putting the sign-in sheet in the chat on YouTube for some reason.
It's on Facebook?
It's on Facebook. A general comment on YouTube. I don't know what's wrong. See if I can do it from the laptop.
It's on Facebook twice.
General Q.
Count. I posted it, man. I don't know. posted about 3 times. It ain't. I got it set up anytime I hit it. It just doesn't go through for some reason.
No. Sign out of your YouTube. You trying to do it from YouTube from your phone, right?
Right.
Sign out, sign back in, try it.
All right, come. I saw scripture.
Yeah.
Leviticus what?
Yeah, Leviticus 19:29, if you could.
Come. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore.
Meaning it's a few ways that you can prostitute your daughter. By telling your daughter, the simple fact of telling your daughter, don't try to settle down too early. You understand? Like if you tell your daughter, well, you don't want to settle down with one man too early. If you got a young daughter and she about 18, 19, and you tell her, well, don't settle down too early. See what's out there. That's telling her to be a hoe. You basically telling her to be a hoe.
Right.
Because you're telling her to date to see what's out there. You're not telling her that, look, you get one chance. You get one chance at this. You find a man because sex is marriage. No one teaches their daughter that sex is marriage unless they're in the Isupk.
That's right.
You're to teach your daughter that sex is marriage because that's what the scriptures say. The church don't teach their daughters coming up that sex is marriage. They teach their daughters that you shouldn't have sex until you're married.
Right.
You shouldn't. That's like saying you shouldn't get a credit card with a high interest rate. You can get a credit. You shouldn't. You shouldn't get a sports car. People will get a sports car, but you shouldn't. You should not get a motorcycle. You know how many people told me not to get a motorcycle? You know how many people told me not to get a sports car? You know what my first car was? A sports car. That's how you downplay sex, especially to sisters.
Right.
When every brother that talks to them is wanting what? Sex.
Right.
That's why it's so important to grow your child up here in the Isupk.
That's right.
Because we teach them the importance of sex. Right. Even to brothers. You understand? We teach young men, hey look, you can't have sex with this sister unless you're going to be with her forever.
Right.
We teach these sisters, look, you can't have sex unless that's the last one. Him, right here. Ain't gonna be no more. Ain't gonna be no more. That's it. Him over there. The one with the big lip that you think is cute cause he tall. That's the only reason. Cause he tall right here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then she changed her mind real time. You know what I'm saying? You have to put more emphasis on, and see, America don't. America, these kids out here, these young adults are having house parties at 13. Their parents go out of town on business and they partying at 13, drinking and doing all that stuff at 13. Their parents giving them birth control at 16 and saying, well, hey, if you're going to do it, here's condoms, here's this. You know what I'm saying? There's an association called the Gay Boy Lovers of America. Look it up. It'll come up on your phone. And it's grown men that's advocating falling in love with little boys and being able to have sex with little boys. Go ahead.
that's heavy that you bring that out, because that's absolutely where the Boy Scouts come from.
There you go. And I know, hey, look, that's exactly where the Catholic Church comes from.
That's right.
And ain't no telling how many boys they turning out every year.
Right.
So, hey, look, there has to be a moral standard, and it has to be emphasis placed on sex that's biblical. You understand? Or you'll end up promoting what you say you're not.
Right.
And that's what the Christian church does.
Right.
You shouldn't do this, but they end up doing it. You wonder why so many people, why the Christian church is saying, oh no, we don't promote drug use, but everybody in the Christian church is getting high.
Right.
Why is that? Why they don't promote drug use, but every pastor is high? We don't promote homosexuality, but all the choir directors is homos. Why? How is that? Go ahead.
You just said exactly what I was about to say. I promise you. But that, like the scripture is saying right here, when it say, not to cause her to be a whore, you in a Christian church are causing your daughter to be a whore by allowing homosexuality, because that homosexual right there, he don't want no woman.
Right.
So that's causing her to be a whore because he don't want her.
Right.
You see, that's heavy right there.
Right. And it's causing her to be a whore by not speaking against being a whore.
Right.
That's the point. That's the point. If you're not standing up saying don't have sex with multiple men, if you're saying you shouldn't have sex before marriage,
right,
that's causing your daughters to be a whore, because you're saying you shouldn't do it.
Right.
Which kids, they say, you know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't sneak out. You shouldn't skip class. If you say you shouldn't skip class, what does that make your child do? Skip class. Because you shouldn't do it. But now, if you show them in the scriptures, every child, even us, every person has a zeal for the Most High. And if you show them where it's in the Bible where it's a sin that sex is marriage, where you have to stay with this person forever if you have sex with them, and you train them up that way, when they have sex with that one person, if I know I would think differently, and everybody in here would think differently about sex if that's what they were taught from birth when they was a child. I know they would, because you have no choice but to think that way. Go ahead.
Precept.
Go ahead. There you go. You got it. Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. That's
right. That's right. You can't help but do it. You can't help but do it. Just like when you grow up going to church, when you get out your mother's house and you hit life, every Sunday morning you wind up, you find yourself. The people you date, you want them to go to church. Why? Because you train up that way.
Right.
It's hard to break you from those habits. You understand? You even if you don't go to church, you find yourself on Sunday morning clicking through the church services on the TV.
Good. Nice.
Trying to find church on the radio. You understand? Because it's hard to break out of it, and that's why the scripture says train up a child, because even the Most High put it in there so that we can learn how to get our children in these habits early.
That's right.
That's why we practice these righteous acts. That's in the scriptures.
Right.
You practice these righteous acts from early so you can get in the habit of doing them.
Yeah, right.
You understand? That's why now this is so strange. It's strange to come in here on the Sabbath and find the incense burning and the frankincense. I'll first come in on the Sabbath and the frankincense be burning. I'll be coughing and everything. Stuff seems weird because we never done it. But now if we came in here and the organ was playing and the drums was beating, we'd be like, oh yeah, I know what's going on.
Right.
Tamarines was bashing and some homo was up here doing one of these numbers. We'll be right at home.
Right.
Damn that, man. We don't do that in here.
That's right.
Damn that.
Damn that.
You know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna pull a couple more scriptures now. Let's go to Proverbs 7. Proverbs chapter 7. You did you get it?
Yeah.
All right. Carol, we're gonna take it back up. She about through water, brother. Proverbs chapter 7.
So verse 1.
Start at verse 5. We're gonna read this story, man. This is a young man void of understanding, and we're gonna pull it out. I should be able to get through it.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 5. That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
So now this is Proverbs talking about a strange woman, and this strange woman is gonna talk about the actions of this strange woman and what she does, and how this woman is gonna lure stupid niggas. You understand? Thirsty niggas. You understand? And we talk about how we need to come together as a nation, but to come together as a nation and to correct sisters, brothers need to be corrected to not fall for the same BS, and sisters need to be corrected to not do this, because this gets attention. This is what gets attention from brothers, and this is the attention that sisters want and they gravitate to, because this gets attention.
Right.
And you understand? You have sisters always say, I'm chasing the bag, I gotta get my bag and all this bag and stuff. This is this. Go ahead. Verse
6. For at the window of my house I look through my casement.
So now this is Solomon, right? Solomon wrote the book of Proverbs, and that you said the brother had a question. I answered the brother's question at the beginning of class. He said, how many books did Solomon write? And Proverbs is one of the books that Solomon wrote. Right? So Solomon is observing what he's seeing out his window, right? And what he's seeing out his window is astonishing. So he's going to talk about how he's seeing this sister and what happened when he's seeing this sister and his brother out his window. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And beheld among the simple ones.
Among the simple ones, because Solomon is the king. So now, he's king, he learned, and this is a time of peace. This is a time where Israel was flourishing. Solomon is the king, and he, the land is prosperous, and we don't know nothing about no war. So the simple ones get to be simple. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so he's observing what's going on, and he's observing out his window among the simple ones, among the ones that the ones that can be unlearned, because they don't choose to learn nothing, then they don't choose to learn that. The nation taking care of them anyway, so it don't really matter. Go ahead.
I discern among the youth.
Among the youth, among the young people, right?
A young man void of understanding.
He was void of understanding. He not necessarily that he was dumb, but he was naive. Go ahead.
If I may say a quick sidebar with this scripture right here. This is how you know that the Bible was written by black people, because you hear people from Jamaica and Benjamites, they the only ones say my youth. You know what I'm saying? He said he observed among the youth.
Yeah.
Ain't no white people say that right there.
Right.
What up, my youth?
Right. Yeah. He was among the youth. You know what I'm saying? This cat was void of understanding. He was a smart dude, but he was just naive. You know what I'm saying? He was young, and he was naive to what was happening. He wasn't stupid. He was just naive to what was happening. Go ahead.
So like if I may,
Uh-huh.
he was wet behind the ear.
Yeah, he was wet behind the ear. Yeah,
So like,
go ahead.
verse 8, passing through the street near her corner.
Near her corner. She was passing through the street near her corner. Go ahead.
And he went the way to her house.
He ain't gonna get it in a minute. Go ahead.
Verse 9, in the twilight.
In the twilight, at night, is near her corner. He was passing through the street. He was passing through the street, probably had his skinny jeans on, right? And he was whipping the whoop, human the whoop. Just think about it, you know what I'm saying? Some stupid nigga.
Right.
At nighttime, in the twilight, with his skinny jeans on, and the brr, and the whoop, right? You know what I'm saying? Doing a little gang, giving him the gang, doing all that stuff, right? So it's at night. It's at night, right? And he passing her corner. It's her corner now. It's her corner. Go ahead.
In the evening.
In the evening, right?
In the black and dark night.
It's in the black and dark night. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot.
Met him a woman. He passing her corner, and he gang, whooping the whoop. And he passed by her, and he passed by, but she got on a little short little dress. You know what I'm saying? Her thigh out. Of course, this is an Israelite woman, so she bad. Right. You know what I'm saying? So she got the tie on. She dressed like a hoe. Keep going.
And subtle of heart.
And subtle of heart. Like, she not, don't think about it like the hoe like you see down in Charlotte. Think of it. She's subtle. Yeah, she's soft and sweet. She ain't like the aggressive hoes you see today. You know what I'm saying? She dressed like a harlot, but she's smooth with it. Right. She ain't gaudy and loud and hey hun, chewing gum and no. She's sweet. She smell good. She's subtle. She is. It's a whole deal she got going with her. Go ahead.
Verse 11. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house.
So now, when they say she's loud and stubborn, it means she's loud because she's waving him down. She's like, hey. You know what I'm saying? She's subtle, she's smooth, but she's loud because she's speaking to him first. She's not allowing him to come to her. She's speaking to him. Hey, what you hey? He probably about his business because, you know, he walking home or whatever. But he's young, so she got to get his attention. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 13. So she caught him.
So she what?
So she caught him.
So she spell caught.
Caught.
She caught him. she caught him like you catch a fish. Right? Go ahead.
And kissed him.
And what?
And kissed him.
Yeah. Real smooth like. Come on with it.
And with an impudent face said unto him, verse 14, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Verse 15, therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face.
She said she don't know this dude, but she said she came, she made her peace and she came to see him. She basically said, you the one I've been waiting for. Right. I've been waiting for you. It's almost like she came out there and said, you the one I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? You just imagine a fine woman coming to you and she kiss you and she say, you the one I've been waiting for. He young. Yeah. She caught him and kissed him. And she dressed fine and she said, you the one I've been waiting for. Come on with it.
And I have found thee.
And I found you. I got you now. Go ahead.
Verse 16. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry.
She said, I done decorated my bed. I done put new sheets on. I done cleaned. I done washed the sheets. Go ahead.
With carved works.
And with carved works, like she done, she done wove, she done got the sheets ready.
With fine linen of Egypt.
She done ordered sheets from Egypt. She done told him she done ordered sheets, the fresh sheets from Egypt. Go ahead. Come on.
So like I said, I done been in a lot of sisters' bedroom, and they love to deck up that bedroom with all kind of different coasters and all kind of this how you know this.
She telling she a nigga.
Yeah.
She's a nigga. And she telling him that the bed is soft and supple and nice. And she done ordered special soft sheets. Go ahead.
Verse 17. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon.
She said her bed is soft and it smells good. Go ahead. She been waiting for him, and now she got him in her bed. And she ain't say, has his day been long? Mind you, he was walking, whipping a whoop. He young. He young. He's young. He ain't old. He's not old. He's with the youth. So he's a young man. I mean, I'm trying to paint the picture for you. Like his libido is high. You understand? That I got found the right word for it. You know what I'm saying? Good for the camera. So he ain't. You know what I'm saying? He's ready. So she said, she didn't say, did he have a hard day of work? Did he want to put his feet up? Or nothing like that. She went straight to talking about her bed and how good it smelled and how the sheets was fresh. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning.
Man, she said, come and let me love you long time. Straight up. Let us until the morning. She said, because she know he young. So she know like he gon' like all night. Come on.
Let us solace ourselves with loves. Verse 19. For the good man is not at home.
For the what?
For the good man is not at home.
For my man ain't here. She telling him, let us go all night, cause my man ain't here. She said, you the one I've been looking for. Now I got you. First she done kissed him. And she said her bed smell good. You the one I've been looking for. Now I caught you. My bed smell good. Let's go all night long because my man ain't here. Wow. So she already telling him I got a man. She dressed like a hoe. Now look. You all, every brother in here know a woman like this.
Right.
That will come and seduce you, that make you go home with her. And she like, look, well, I ain't messing with him tonight. He met me and him, he mad with me anyway. He ain't coming by tonight. I'm through with him forget him tonight anyway. You see what I'm saying? This has to become unpopular.
Right.
For us to be joined together as a nation again.
Right.
You understand? For us to be brothers and sisters again, this has to be unpopular.
Right.
Go ahead.
He is gone a long journey.
He gone a long journey.
Verse 20. He hath taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed.
He'll come home. He gonna come home some days, some time from now. Go ahead.
Verse 21. With her much fair speech, she calls him to yield.
Say, look, with her much fast speech, she called him to yield. It like she broke him down. You understand? Like he didn't say, man, you got a man.
Right.
Nah, I ain't dealing with you. Like we in this school, we taught that if a woman say she got a man, yo, that's it.
Damn right.
And it's painted a picture in our head that whatever he done with her, yuck.
Right.
You don't need to be Ew. That's nasty. I'm gonna go behind him with you. Cause I know whatever's in my mind, yeah, forget about it. Yeah, that's okay. That's nasty.
Right.
That's nasty. That is nasty, man.
Right.
It's now in the homosexual.
Right.
Cause now you want to go behind that brother. No sweat. And because he just was with her before he left.
No.
It ain't been no time. No sweat. Go ahead.
With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips,
Flattering of her lips. Go ahead.
she forced him.
She forced him. Now it doesn't mean she conked him over the head and raped him. Nah, it just meant that might have been initially that he would have said no, but them hips and thighs, man.
Right.
Yeah, brother.
She seduced him.
She seduced him. Yeah, she spit that game on him.
No concept.
Yeah, she did that pimp thing on him. She was after the bag. Go ahead.
Verse 22. He goeth after her straightway.
He what?
He goeth after her straightway.
He went after her straight way. You understand? He waste no time. He waste no time. Go ahead.
As an ox goeth to the slaughter.
After an ox going to the slaughter, man. You understand? Go ahead.
Or as a fool to the correction of the stocks.
As a fool go to the correction of the stocks, man. Like the fool, the stocks is like where they put your head, where they tie you up to the stocks and you finna get lashed. Like the fool, he doesn't know he finna get, whooped. But he just going like, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 23. Till a dart strike through his liver. As a bird hasteth to the snare.
As a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hastens, like almost like he know he's finna get took, like a bird hastens to the snare. Like it's like something like you know you finna die, but you like running to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how he going. Like he know it's like okay, imagine the movie you see where you know the guy goes and has sex with the girl anyway and the boyfriend might be on the way home. And they get caught and the boyfriend got to get his clothes on real quick and he got to jump out the window. Well, he knew when he went in there that the boyfriend might be coming home. You see what I'm saying? So he got to jump out the window, but he go in there anyway. That's what it's talking about. Go ahead.
And knoweth not that it is for his life.
And knoweth not what?
And knoweth not that it is for his life.
Meaning he knoweth not that he risking his life. Go ahead.
Verse 24. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children.
This is Solomon saying, like, listen to me now, children. Go ahead.
And attend to the words of my mouth.
Listen to what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Verse 25. Let not thine heart decline to her ways.
Let not thine heart decline to a woman like this ways. Meaning don't be interested in a woman like this. Go ahead.
Go not astray in her path.
Go not astray in her path. When she come and try to seduce you and tell you to come to the crib, don't fall for this. Don't make this popular. Go ahead.
Verse 26. For she hath cast down many wounded.
For she have cast down many wounded, man. Go ahead.
It's a lot, sir. And this right here goes to show, because there's a lot of so-called black Hispanic men that's in prison right now over this type of woman.
Over this type of woman. Go ahead. Because we make this popular.
We
make it cool to want a woman like this.
Right.
We don't, you know what I'm saying? When there's plenty of women that's out here just like, that's single.
Right.
It's more women. What's the ratio now? 155,000 to 1? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't it a whole bunch of women that's out here that's single, and it's like, aren't we like an endangered species? Can't you like walk out here to in the middle of the highway and find 6 single women? Ain't that like everywhere? Right. Can't you walk down here to the food line and see single women? You can find them anywhere. Like people think that they hard to find. They're not hard to find. They're everywhere. Right. All you gotta do is spit in the dark and they show up. They like, you know what I'm saying? They're everywhere. You can find some single women, brother. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have women that are like this one that is describing. That's why Solomon is saying, don't go her way. Right. You understand? Go ahead.
For she hath cast down many wounded.
She hath cast down many wounded. Go ahead.
Yeah, many strong men have been slain by her.
Many strong men been slain by her. You know what I'm saying? Many men that will be considered strong men have been slain by hoes. You know what I'm saying? The hoes will get brothers in trouble. Right. Go ahead.
If I could say one thing, it's interesting, right? Even in today's time, right? This written thousands of years ago. In today's time, where they say, "Oh, she got bodies." Right here saying, "Oh, she
got bodies." It's saying she got bodies. Many strong men. She got bodies. Thank you. Because a lot of brother. I didn't. You know the update phrases. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what you know what I'm saying? That ain't what we called it back. What I don't know what I called it back then. What did I call it? What did we call it?
Loose.
That's what we called it. That's what we called it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we called it. She loose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Keep going.
God, verse 27. Her house is the way to hell.
What?
Her house is the way to hell.
Her house is the way to hell. Her house is the way to that low condition, brother. Right. You understand? It's 9 o'clock, man. We're done. Pass the class over to prison office with somebody else, man. That's it, man. That's all we need right there, man. It's a lot. Is that the one? Look like. Oh, okay. That's it, right there.
You in the right spot?
Okay, I will tell you if you're in the right spot. On the camera.
Yeah. Security announcements. We are the Isupk under Commander General Yohana. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, 8 through 10. Mean tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
Hey, the upcoming holy convocation, man. All y'all, everybody come back Sunday, starting at 6 p.m. That's the closing for the Feast of First Fruits. Everybody's invited. Y'all come back. Y'all feast with us, man. It's free food. We're gonna the feast starts at 6 p.m. Class starts at 7. Y'all come back. I'm definitely bringing some of that delicious fish that I got stored up in the freezer. You know what I'm saying? I'll be frying it, bringing it for the feast. So the Feast of First Fruit, the closing is Sunday, starting at 6 p.m. Of course, we'll be here. I think we'll be here around about 5. We'll be here at 5, getting ready for it, getting ready to start serving at 6. So then we'll be here at 5. We'll start serving at 6. Class will start at 7, and it'll be regular class from 7 to 9. But the closing of the Feast of First Fruits will be Sunday, starting at 6 p.m. Everybody's invited. It's free. Everybody's invited. Kids, bring your family, invite people. You know what I'm saying? Be here.
Come. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, I might you, which means to stand. Sisters remain seated.
Nah.
Oh, well, it's locked. Everybody stand. Walking y'all Qadam, which means turn and face the east, what will be that way. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayah, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakuka, Baba'ah, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemaya, Batananawa, Nakam, Ka, Yawam, Masalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Wala'ah, Kabiyahanawa, Balasaya 1, Ball, Parashanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Malakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atapara, Wa'awalam, Amah.
In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
As
it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
And we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not. Into
temptation.
But
But
deliver
deliver
us from evil.
For
thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. No, sorry.
All it means to turn and face me. Sisters, Yeshua, be seated.
Men of Israel, we're going to give one courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Almighty Shabbat, Almighty Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat, Yahweh Matai, Sar, sisters, stand. Brothers, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Almighty Shabbat, Almighty Barak, Yahweh Shemal, Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Matai, class dismissed.